Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to work on the vowel coloring, and I'm interested to see what comes up. So my main inspiration for this was the PIE laryngeal theory, vowel coloring, the idea that in Proto-Indo-European there was the set of consonants whose main effect that we see in modern languages was to change the vowels that came near them. So as they were lost, whatever vowels around them were colored by them. And so I did a little bit of research. Not a lot, definitely not a, expert in anything really, but that's fine. This gives me, something to at least defend my decisions with some sort of close approximation. So the basics of laryngeal theory are that there are these three consonants. Well, everyone disagrees on how many there are, but three seems to be the one that I guess most people are working with right now. You have one that's sort of neutral. You have one that colored vowels and made them more like ah, and you had one that colored vowels and made them more like o. It's important to note that in PIE, we're kind of working on the assumption that those are our two vowels, generally speaking. Those are two phonemic vowels. Everything else is manifesting itself as one of those affected by something else. And so if you had let's say you had a word like something like that. The idea would be that actually turns into ator as the language evolves, because this colors it with an ah sound. There's also they could have been phonemic, or what I mean by phonemic, they were definitely phonemic. What I mean is they could have been syllabic. So you could have had something like, I think one of the things like uster, something like that. And what it turns into is it ends up being realized as like aster. And that's the word for star in Greek. I hadn't thought about having them be phonemic vowel or syllabic in that way, having a sort of a vowel quality associated with them. But it's a possibility. I don't dislike that. One of the languages I have in mind, the modern form, I have in mind to have quite a few syllabic consonants, something very strange to listen to. But this one could evolve from a language that does that to a language that no longer does that. That would be fine. It would change this, I'm sure, because it wouldn't allow all of them in all places a vowel could be. It could change this a lot, in a sense. I would probably drop down to probably a 3-vowel system if I was going to have them be phonemic, syllabic. What's the word I'm looking for? Syllabic is the word I'm looking for, but there's another one. Like, they could be a nucleus of a syllable. So that's worth thinking about. In general, I have four of them. I could have 5/6. I wanted to not get rid of my velar consonants and have them merge in. I certainly wouldn't want to make my velar consonants seem, they'd be very different, because they wouldn't be syllabic if they're coming from a stop. At least, they wouldn't by this point in the language, and I'm getting rid of them before they would have a chance to do that. So that would be, there'd be a difference there. They would work very differently. I think I'm going to leave them like that. I think. Yeah. What I do want is to assign these sort of roles. So what I want is some sort of, I want a back coloring, a front coloring, and a central coloring. That's what I kind of want. I want 3 sort of coloring things, which means I could have a neutral one, which would be fine. And I could, in theory, just be like, there's an H, there's a voiced epiglottal fricative. I hope that's epiglottal. Pharyngeal, of course it is. There's a voiced pharyngeal, and there's my uvular voiced. Oh, look, there's the 3. I have those 3, and then do something with h. What I think might be better is when I was thinking what to be the front color. There's no front coloring in the PIE one. So if I'm thinking that I want I'm going to call them E coloring, A coloring, and O coloring, and then neutral. And I was thinking for an E color, the one that comes to mind for me would be a velar. Something in the front, closer to the front than the others. The reason there's no front coloring up here is because there are no front ones up here. And I could see something like I could see something like that getting pulled to the front. So my thought was, what if this one, in this merger, this actually becomes that. And I can maybe do this. I can do that. So that I still only have one set back here, but it's velar. And then I would be more comfortable making that E coloring. I could do I could do that. My O coloring one could then be that. And then my neutral would just be the H. And I don't dislike that. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but I think I'm going to hold on to that. I think that makes sense. Let me go up here and change that to that. And then what does that do for my vowels? I was thinking that I would then maybe go to a 3 vowel system, and those vowels would affect things. The problem is that, I mean, what if I went to a 2 vowel system? It'd be easier to move things around because they're more central. And I wouldn't even necessarily mind putting a schwa in there. So the 3 vowels then would be A, O, phonemically, but they would of course be getting moved around a lot. Could be I kind of like that. That to me just looks messy and great. It just seems, that just seems like a mistake. I love it. So basically what we have here is we have a bunch of sounds, and one of them is further back, one of them is further forward, and one of them stays neutral. So the vowels themselves are basically, you have a neutral and a front and a back color. And on top of that, you can add a front color, a back color, basically an open coloring, or do nothing. I like that system. I'm gonna pull this episode soon because it's getting long, but I like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna change this. Split that cell. I'm going to drag this over so that I can make this into 3 in the middle. To more accurately reflect what's going on. There's my proto-vowels are o. That's delightful. And they're gonna get pushed around. I might do that. Because it would be neat if like, if this could get pulled, you know, even technically, I guess not a lot further back, but it's getting pulled into an oo position. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, and I'll have to find out where the reflexes go, where they all sit around. So yeah, I'm happy with that decision. I'm okay with this. You see this big red thing, I'll deal with that probably in a video that's not about vowel coloring. Maybe, when we pop back up here for intervocalic fricativization and I make a decision on those, then I'll bring up my off-camera idea. So I think I'm gonna leave myself that note as well, just until next time, so that I can make a more informed decision as to what's gonna reflex as what. And I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, Icarus out.